Well, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm at a brand new location, as you can probably see behind me here. I'm over near Tawny in Lancashire today, and I've come to visit Smithy's hide. Now Smithy's hide, you might have seen some photographs bobbing around on social media if you're on Facebook, where they're getting very popular with photographers at the moment with their tawny owls that are coming down on a regular basis. But Smithy's hide is not also known for its tawny owls. It's also known for a variety of woodland birds, as well as deers and other mammals that can turn up at this location. Now today I'm going to be setting myself up here in the hide with Sue, who's hiding away at the moment because you don't want to be on camera. So if woodland birds and tawny owls are your thing, stick around and come along and let's see what we can capture today. So we're in the hide now and we're just waiting to see what birds come down. Now we have heard the tawny owl already, so we do know that either the male or female is still sat in the trees just in front of the hide here. So let me just show you around inside. As you can see behind me, Sue has various of items that you can use to prop your camera up, but let me just show you the sides. So as you can see here, there is a good side here that you can put your camera on. Now I brought my gimbal head with my ground pod with me, thinking that the ledge would be quite low down compared to the window at the hide, but it's not. To be honest, the bags that Sue provides here are suitable for your camera. I had actually come with my 400mm RF lens, but I was also advised to bring a couple of options as well, less. To be honest, I've only propped onto my camera the 100 to 500, and to be honest, that is perfect for this location. You don't want anything any bigger because the reflection pool, I'd say a 7200 lens is perfect for that. But the 100 to 500 is great, obviously, for all the props that we've got at the back out into the wood area. So it's a perfect for just them lenses. So the 400 is definitely not required where we are at the moment. So yeah, 100 to 500 or a 70 to 200 is perfect if you come to Smithy's hide. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you a little bit of view of outside so you can see what it's like looking from the hide itself, and it gives you an idea what you're looking at. So let's see what we get and go from there. So we've been watching the blue tits coming in and out with the juveniles, and they've been feeding the youngsters just on a couple of posts that are just in front of us here. It's been nice getting some of that. So I've got some photographs of them and also a little bit of footage, so I'll show you some of that as well. We've had a visitor from Plenty of Grey Squirrels. They keep running up and down the trees just out in front of us as well. And they keep coming in and having a little bit of the suet and the seed that's been put out for the birds. So they're being cheeky and chasing each other as well. We've had quite a lot of activity happening on the reflection pool that Sue's got set up here, which I think is really great. I think this location for the reflection pool is definitely a 70 to 200mm lens. I don't think you need anything much bigger than that, to be honest, because it's quite close in. And the activity keeps coming and going from there. But what Sue's got here on the reflection pool is plenty of rocks that are now full of moss, as well as some natural looking logs, and obviously some natural sort of colours of floral as well that's on there. But I haven't really taken many pictures on the reflection pool, to be honest. I've been doing a lot of the distance ones, using my 100 to 500. Now we do keep still hearing the tawny owl. We think it's the male that we're currently hearing, and there is at least 2 owlets out there somewhere, but we haven't seen them today whatsoever. So we're hoping before I leave, for the end of my visit here, that I might get to see the tawny owl coming down, because it is a regular visit, and it sits out on the some of the logs that are out in front, and it also sits out on a fence which is along the back edge as well. And every now and again, if you're lucky, it does come and land on the log, which is part of the reflection pool. And I believe these owls that do come down are not bothered whatsoever about you being here. Because I've got the scrim netting just partly up, and I said to Sue, as soon as I started hearing the tawny owl, I said, I'll put the scrim netting down. She said, don't worry, they don't bother whatsoever. Not bothered at all about you being in here. So that's pretty good that they've got to know the kind of environment that it is that are around. The other thing that Sue asks people not to do when they're here, obviously, is to go beyond where the hide is. Sue will go out and she'll fill up all the different feeding pots, the areas for the birds, and anything that you require. But she'd rather you not go out and beyond, because these tawny owls will come down while Sue is actually out filling pots up some days. So that's how well known that they have got to know Sue. So if anyone else starts getting involved, we don't want to scare them off, which is totally understandable. So yeah, so we're just waiting to see if they come down. Like I say, we've heard them several times while we've been sat here, and we're just waiting to see what happens. There's still plenty of time. I mean, I didn't come until come dinner time. I'm going to be here till about 5, 6 o'clock tonight at least, just to see, hopefully, maybe I'm coming down. I don't think I'll see the owlets. If I do, that'd be very lucky, and it'd be fantastic if I did. But we think that they've gone down with the back of Sue's. It kind of goes into a valley. We think that they're probably down in the valley area now, with the female, which we've also heard outside to the left hand side of the hide, but quite a distance. So she's around. So yeah, it's a waiting game on the owls, unfortunately. But it is still nice sitting here, watching the woodland birds coming in and feeding and bringing their young in with them. So I'm hoping that I can get plenty of pictures and some footage of that as well. And like I say, the spotted woodpecker keeps coming back into as well. So we get some nice images of that, because the way that Sue's got this area of her back garden set up, it's got some really nice soft backgrounds to the photographs. So it's making some great images. So yeah, stick with me. Let's see what we can find and what we can photograph. And I'll show you some footage and some images, of course. So Sue's joined me in the hide now for the rest of the evening because Tawny Owl's still not turned up for me. But we've had plenty of small birds, haven't we? Woodland birds coming in. So Sue's going to tell us a little bit about the hide because I don't know a lot about it. Obviously, this hide's been built on Sue's property. So, what was your ideas around building this specific hide where you've put it?
Well, basically, when I bought this property, with it backing onto a really nice piece of woodland, I'd had a previous hide at my other house, which was in a heavily populated area, but I only got so many small birds and woodpeckers and such like into that hide. But when I moved here, I actually did buy the house because I wanted to develop the garden into sort of like sections like growing vegetables and everything. But being a enthusiastic photographer, wildlife photographer, the plan was always to build a hide here. So at first I set up a pop-up hide.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You have to test the water sometimes, don't you, to see what you're going to get.
I set up a pop-up hide which I'd had for quite a while, and set that up. But then Storm Arwen put pay to that.
Made a mess of it.
And it shredded it. And all I had left of my pop-up hide was the netted windows, which I salvaged. So then I bought a purpose-built shed, which is a shed, and converted it into a hide.
And then you built yourself up from there, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So what you've probably seen here with Sue is she's actually got herself a nice little reflection pool going on. But I'm going to let Sue tell you the story about how she's built this reflection pool.
Yeah, so basically, I've been to a few hides where there was reflection pools, and I wanted a reflection pool because I quite like seeing photography with reflection. So I needed a platform to build it on. So I sourced on Marketplace, I sourced a table to build it on, and then I got a large piece of plyboard and sort of built the structure from that, and then started collecting different mosses and pieces of bark and things.
Yeah.
And I've actually got it.
Yeah, we've actually this minute now. We've just got little juvenile blue tits just come within meters of the hatch
so
here.
Close, yeah, so cute, aren't they?
Absolutely.
And I've got all the stuff around the reflection pool is actually growing. So the moss is growing, the flowers and the weeds are growing.
Yeah, so it's all natural looking.
It looks natural, and so in an evening I light this up with continuous lights, and we do reflection photography with all the birds, but specifically the tawny owl.
Well, that's it. Now the question is how did you know about the tawny owl? How did you know that they were going to come here? Well, what did you do to attract them?
Well, basically, I knew there was tawny owls.
Yeah.
When we moved in, they've kind of nested in a tree near the property, and I knew they were there. But you know, to get them to come, I know it's very distracting.
It is. We've got these lovely birds coming up here with feeding the young.
So basically, I started feeding the tawny owls and putting out some food for them to see if they'd come in, and they have been coming in. I only started it in February.
Okay, so it's not that long ago, really.
But I have a very good friend called Nigel Williams.
Oh yeah.
And let's just say what he doesn't know about owls isn't worth knowing.
Is he like the owl whisperer?
He's an owl oracle.
Yeah, that's it.
And he gave me some really good pointers on what to do and how to nurture these owls, and just gently introduce them to the hide area.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time out there, and I don't want anybody to laugh, but I do talk to them.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
So when I'm out there and I'm talking and they can see me walking around, they actually do start to trust you a lot.
Yeah.
And so in the morning, if I go out to put some food out for them, within 3 minutes they're in for the food.
Yeah.
So obviously these are wild owls. They're not from, a bird of prey centre or anything like that. They are totally wild. However, I don't think they're that old. I think they're probably a couple of years old. So this, now their pattern, what they're doing here, I think will continue for that reason, because they're not that old.
They've got to know you, and they've got to know the feeding arrangements and the environment. Yeah.
You know, I feed them a little bit in the morning, a little bit at night. I want them to go out hunting and finding their own food and doing all of that.
Yeah, of course, that's good to do that.
Yeah,
definitely.
So, and then Tawny, I've named Mrs. is called Gracie, and the male is called Tawny, and she went on the missing list for about 4 weeks. So I consulted my friend Nigel.
Yep.
And Nigel told me, he said, more than likely she sat on eggs somewhere.
Yep.
So,
of course.
And then about 3 weeks, 4 weeks after that, the owlets appeared, and we had babies.
And they had babies. Now, the area that the babies are on are actually where Sue's house is situated. It goes onto a private wooded area at the back. And literally from sitting here in the hide, you can see where they've where the owlets were, weren't they? In a natural hole in a tree.
Yeah.
And how many did she have this year? Do we know?
Well, 2 definitely.
Yeah.
But when I was photographing them, I thought there was 3.
Right.
But two for 100% definite, because we've seen them both sat together in the hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I thought one had fledged earlier on.
Oh, well.
Because Nigel told me that when they lay the eggs, they lay them 2 days apart, and then they hatch 2 days apart, and then they fledge 2 days apart. So it's kind of a pattern. And I've just learnt so much about owls.
Well, that's it. Yeah. The good thing about it is to be clued up on things like this as well, isn't it? It's not like you're just trying to bring them in just to take photographs. It's basically all about caring for them just as much as it is for photographing. A lot of the time,
I don't have my camera in the hide. I just sit here quietly with a gin and tonic.
Well, why not? Why not? Yeah.
And just watch what's happening.
And enjoy them as well.
Enjoy it.
I mean, it's like us now just sitting here watching these young coming in being fed on the reflection pool.
Oh, look, there's one having a bath
it's
here.
lovely. Yeah, there's one having a bath.
In fact.
You never know, soon might be able to get a picture. It's a wrong angle for where I'm sat.
Yeah, it's having a proper little bath. Superb.
Ah, there you go. So it does has its purposes for having a reflection pool. It's not just for the photography side.
No, it's obviously. So that's what it's all about, really.
Yeah.
I had no intention of turning it into a hide where other people could come to. It was just for me.
Just for you to be having your enjoyment.
Yeah. But then I posted pictures of a tawny owl on my Facebook page, and now it's just gone.
And it's gone viral. Yeah, it's literally gone viral.
Yeah.
So this is why I've come along to see Sue today, and obviously to help her show people about the environment she's got going on here as well. You know, and to show the story to go with it.
And I like sharing it. I like sharing the social aspect. I like sharing.
Oh, there you go. It's actually just sheltered now.
Tony's just let me know he's here.
Yeah, he's around. A couple of times now, so you never know.
Yeah. Oh no, he's coming in.
We're hoping he is.
He's definitely coming in, don't you worry.
He'll come at some point before I leave tonight. If not, I'll pop some of Sue's pictures up, because for the owlets, I won't get to see the owlets. We think that they've gone down into the bottoms now from here. So unless they start to visit at some point, which won't be yet, then I won't be able to photograph the owlets tonight, I don't think. But I think Sue here will kindly share a photograph with you that I can put on this video, so you can have a look for yourself.
Well, wait till you see this video of this little bird.
Oh.
He's having a proper little bath. Absolutely. Oh, another one's joining him. Oh dear. Oh, they're having a...
Right.
Bath-a-thon.
I'm going to go and try and get some of this video of these in the bath, and then we'll hopefully be able to show you some footage.
So, yeah, I really appreciate Vicky coming along, because I think, I want to share what we've created here. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
And I think it is a good setup that you've got going here. Thank you for inviting me along, because obviously I'm really enjoying it. So, fingers crossed now, we can get some more pictures of these lovely birds, woodland birds that are hanging around, and all being well, Tawny will come in and have a visit as well. So stick with us and see what we can get. So I've decided I'm going to have a change of lens. I've been using the 100 to 500 all day while I've been taking pictures of the woodland birds. But I think now things are starting to go a little bit quieter, and hopefully we might be able to get some movement from the owls at any time between now and obviously down to dusk. I think the 70 to 200 is the best lens for me to now drop back onto, only because it'll obviously going to give me a little bit better f-stops, which will open my lens a little bit more to a little bit more lighting, especially once it starts to go dark. As in the 100 to 500 only starts at 5.6 and it goes to 7.1 and is its furthest focal length on the f-stop. So it'll be okay, but I think it will struggle a little bit, especially if it does start to go quite dark. I'm just monitoring the lights here at the moment. Luckily enough, the sun is always behind the hide here, so we've got plenty of sunlight still hanging about. And also for the fact that I think 7200, because of some of the perches that the owl normally comes down onto, they're actually closer than you think. So I think I'll be probably at my maximum of 200, but it'll still give me a nice good f-stop to bring a lot more light in. So I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's show you a couple of the perches that I believe that they come down onto. Just give me 1 minute. Open the window. Okay, so when you look out of here, I'll zoom you in a little bit. So this one here is one of the perches that it likes to sit on. And then you've also got the top of the gate over here. And then when you go to the top of the reflection pool, you've got this long stump that's just here. That is one of the areas that it also can sit on. And I believe it also sometimes sits sort of up here as well in the trees, and it tends to sit there before it comes down and perches here. Now, me and Sue were talking, and Sue was saying if I want to stay on a little bit later tonight, we're going to set up the continuous lights so that we can light up this log here that you can see at the end of the reflection pool, on a possibility that if it does come down, oh, a bit too far zoomed in there, aren't we? You don't want to see me that close. There you go. There you go. So yeah, we said that if it's going to be a late one, that we'll set the continuous lights up, and hopefully it'll come down on the reflection pool side, which would be really cool if it did. And you definitely don't want any more than 70 to 200 when it comes to that, because it's closer than you think. It's about 3 metres long roughly from the hide, so you don't need that much focal length. So right, let the wait begin. Let's see what we find. So stick with me. If I get some pictures and some footage, you'll certainly get to know about it. So up to now, we've had 2 visits from the tawny owl. Is it Tawny? We're calling him Tawny?
Tawny.
Tawny the tawny owl. And we've heard the female out in the distance, but she's not visited us yet. So Tawny's currently sat up in a tree just in front of us, just slightly out of my view, but Sue can see him from the other side. So we're hoping now that Sue set 2 lights up. We've got one on the end of the reflection pool, and we've got one that's just further out, which we've put towards the gate at the bottom end. So we're hoping if he lands in one of them 2 areas, we'll get some nice pictures from that with the lights as well, because it is slowly starting to come off the light now, isn't it? So let's see what else we can find. all being well, Tawny will come down and give us a good appearance. But Sue would like both to come down at the same time. And I've just said that'll make some photographers very jealous if it happened. But you never know. So stick with us, let's see what else we can get. So, me and Sue are sat in the dark. We've got the 2 lights on outside, one on the reflection pool and one on the gate. We've just had 7 visits, both from the male and female tawny owl. And to make it extra special, Sue finally got her wish. We got both together. So we were super excited on the quiet side. We did nothing but laugh at each other, didn't we? It was just like, yes! So, as it stands at the moment, I'm still keeping my voice down because they are still around. I think if they land on the reflection pool, I think I'm going to have an heart attack. So, stick with us and keep my fingers crossed that they come down and come that close to us. So enjoy the footage and definitely enjoy the photos. And they've just come back. She's back. Oh God. Let me click my mic on. Yeah, looks like the female is back. Oh, as we speak. But she's in an area where the light's very, very soft. So let's hope that she comes back to the main fence. So stick with us. And I'm going to go get some more footage. Well, you can knock me off my chair. One of the tawny owls come in. Not sure if it's male or female. Can you confirm, Sue?
I think it was Gracie, female.
You think it was Gracie? Yeah, I wasn't sure until I looked at the photographs back me. It has come in and was less than, what, say about 3 metres away from us. Was not bothered whatsoever. So I've got a little bit of footage that I've done with the DJI Pocket, where you'll see her fly in off the perch, straight down onto the reflection pool, grab the food, and then goes off to feed her chicks. So wow, what a moment. Right, we are literally getting on with time, and I think Sue's coming to a point where her eyes are going to be closing very soon. So I'm going to end this video today and just say, first of all, thank you very much, Sue, for having me and inviting me over to the hide to have a nice day with the tawny owls. And I just want to say to everybody else that if you have liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. You know how it works. All the thumbs up help me get my video viewed and hopefully get Sue's hide out there as well for people to see and get booked on. So if you are interested in getting booked on with Sue's hide, I will pop Sue's details in the description below so you can get her on her Facebook page, and hopefully maybe some email or a mobile number will be put there as well for anyone to make contact as well. So, if you have liked this video and you want to show your appreciation, I do have the regular Buy Me a Coffee webpage. Again, the details will be here below and also in the description. And you know the normal score. Give it a subscribe and make my channel get viewed by a lot more people. And obviously it gives me more influence to make more and more videos as usual. I think the last time that I looked at how many followers I've got on my YouTube channel, I think I was well over the 1,300 mark. So thank you very, very much to everybody that's hit subscribe. I really do appreciate it. So all that's left to say is enjoy the footage that I've put on for you to see tonight. Thank you again to Sue. So from the wonderful Smithy hide, good night. I'll see you on the next adventure.